Hello everyone, this is the Beeve again, coming back at you with a quick video. In the Facebook page of the guild today, we were having some discussions about different traits for jewelry and how they do things in the game. And my personal belief on this is that it can tend to be possibly a waste of transmute crystals, in my opinion. I think it just sounds and looks good to people on paper, but I don't believe there's a whole lot of difference in the different traits and whatnot. So I wanted to kind of theory test something real quick here, and hopefully there is a difference and it changes my mind. We'll find out though. So what I got going on here is I have my pet sorc, and I'm running the Maelstrom Lightning Staff. And I'm also running Mother Sorrow, and Zon, and Necropotence. My Necropotence here, I have all gold Necropotence jewelry. All of them with spell damage glyphs on them. And all of them are in Bloodthristy, which increases your damage done to enemies under 25% health. I'm going to go ahead and parse this out. Now, just to see differences between jewelry traits. Now, to keep this as static as possible, I want to remove variables from my rotation so everything stays as static as it possibly can be. So one of the things that I'm going to do with my rotation is normally I have these crystal fragments right here, and I only use them when they proc to hit harder and use less magicka. And even if this pops up, we're going to go ahead and skip this. We're just going to do this rotation without having these used in any way, shape, or form, because this particular ability from parse to parse can differ how many times it procs and how many times it's actually used. You may see it used every rotation, you may see it used every other rotation, you may see 3 or 4 rotations where it doesn't proc, so to remove that, we're just going to remove that variable completely. So I'm not going to be using that, so that I'm keeping this as static as possible for this video so we can see a true difference. So, first off, we're going to apply our elemental susceptibility. All this does is adds major breach, so that we're getting numbers similar to what we would get in a dungeon if a tank was there using pierce armor. Nothing more, nothing less. So let's run this parse right here. Oh, I'm not going to use an ultimate either. I'm just going to go through this just kind of baseline for the most part. I am going to get potions. My potions are just Essence of Magicka potions. I'll show that to you after the parse. They're not adding spell damage, spell crit, or anything like that. They are just providing me with Magicka when I need it, and Magicka recovery. I love the way a good rotation works. It's almost like you're dancing on the screen. It's really cool. Alright, so we kept that about as static as we possibly could. Didn't hit any ultimate. Didn't hit any of our crystal fragments, and you see there we did a total of 38,583. Now we go to our inventory here, and let's change out. Oh wait, first off, we go to our character sheet. We have 44,000 magicka, with our bloodthirsty jewelry on. This is where I think that changing this stuff doesn't really make a difference, to be honest with you. So when I go into my inventory now, I'm going to put on purple necropotence jewelry. So I'm taking off my gold necropotence jewelry, putting on my purple necropotence jewelry, all three of which have spell damage, but all three of which are the arcane trait to give me maximum magicka. And I'm even going to get a tad bit less maximum magicka from all my set bonuses as well, as instead of it being gold. So normally it'd be 1,096, 1,096, 1,096, and 3,150. But it's actually 1,071 across the board and 3,076. So I'm actually losing magicka from going from gold to purple jewelry, but I'm also picking up max magicka from all three arcane traits. And as you'll see here, it gives me 47,341. So we have upped our max magicka, and even on my back bar even more, 48,765. So I've taken the bloodthirsty off, but I've effectively added max magicka, which is going to give me higher tooltip when it comes to the amount of damage that my abilities do. So in my opinion, this should even out. So let's go ahead and do the same thing we did before. We're going to apply our elemental susceptibility. And we'll go ahead and rotate this without any crystal fragment procs and without an ultimate being dropped, and only using magicka potions, essence of magicka. I almost accidentally hit that fragment right there at the beginning because I'm so tuned into doing it in my rotations. Now, most people would think, you're switching from bloodthirsty jewelry to arcane jewelry, and switching from gold jewelry to purple jewelry. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. My food wore off. Gotta redo this. My bad, guys. Should pay attention to my little box there at the bottom. Tells me how much time I have left, huh? Alright, so... Come on. I am just messing everything up right now. It's been a bad day. I took my food off, for God's sakes. Oh my gosh, don't mind me, guys. Alright, pick him up, put him away, put him back out. Alright, he's back to being at 3 million again. I took food and then wiped it off, so I gotta take it again. Man, it's been a bad day. This is... Whew. Alright, so now... Why does my food run out in the middle of these parses? That's not the first time this has happened when I've done this. I'm terrible at making sure my food's on. Alright, so here we go. We're back to normal. 47,000 on the front, 48,8 on the back. So let's go ahead and try this again now. Not hitting crystal fragments. Just keeping the rotation as static as possible. Not using any ultimate. Just a really baseline attempt at this. I'm really fighting myself to not hit those crystal fragments. They're just so heavy hitting, I love them. Okay, so there you see that. 40,237. So, there are still variables there. Don't get me wrong. I am wearing Mother Sorrow, so my rotation, my damage is not as static as it could be if I was wearing sets that didn't depend on the RNG, giving me love when it comes to whether or not I critted or not. But those variables shouldn't change a whole lot between parse to parse, and you literally seen a almost about an 1800 point difference parse to parse on the different jewelries, where the arcane in this situation at least, even though it is a lower quality and not even though it's gold, it's not gold, it's purple, it seems to still outperform. Arcane still seems to outperform gold bloodthristy. So I hope that helps show people that there's not a whole lot of difference between at least arcane and bloodthristy. If I had these 3 rings in infused, I'd do it infused and see how that plays out as well. I think the infused would do a little bit better than the arcane myself. But when it comes to jewelry and traits, arcane is normally going to be your best way to go. That's normally what's going to be on any of your Magicka sets that you pick up anyway. And in my opinion, there may not be any reason to change it to a different trait. And I hope that I showed you at least my reasoning in it with this video. I'm not trying to come off as everybody else is doing it wrong. I just want to, inform people that maybe aren't running dailies all the time, that, they got to that 50 crystal point and they're thinking about transmuting a piece of jewelry and they're trying to decide between it or something else. You're probably going to be better off somewhere else, honestly. I don't think jewelry is that big of a deal, and I hope that I kind of proved my point right there. If you have the crystals to spend and you want to try different things, by all means, have fun. Go at it. Spend your crystals. Do what you want. That's up to you. But if you've been thinking about it and then you don't really have too many opportunities to change that jewelry because you don't run dailies or run things where you're getting crystals, it's not a bad option to just keep your jewelry in arcane. So that's really all I got for you guys. At least from a pet sorc point of view, arcane seems to outperform. So take that for what it is. I am not the expert. I am just trying to put my 2 cents in and hope that it's helpful to other people. But thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Have a good day.